Today's sentimental video for the quasi-DB service for the 25th of March 2021. We'll start with the pound yen. We don't really look so much at the technicals for this, but I know it's a popular pair for you guys in the technical channel, and it's looking quite bullish. It's just an also recommendation to get the auto chartist indicator. This thing here, it's really, really cool, and it indicates that there was actually a breakout, so that would have been a nice opportunity there, which I know you guys already went long, but that would have just been a nice confluence and a possible stop loss as well. So we see how we've broken that. And there is some resistance at 150.15, and I'll go for the SLCs, and that actually coincides with the SLC. So just bear that in mind for you guys who are trading this pair. But have a look at the auto chartist, it's really cool. Have a look at gold. So it's quite volatile. We had a big spike, big spike there. $17 last hour, and now we're falling, so we're back below that support. For gold, the SLC above is 1755 and below 1694. Have a look at the S&P. So we're falling quite heavily. This is the POC that I was telling you guys yesterday. This is the level of interest, 3864, and I think we might have actually just hit it on the dot or near enough. So it did come into play. That was the 7th of March volume node. So keep an eye on that. 3864. Obviously, you can see how it reacted to that level. If we fall below, then we can target 3852. It looks like we're going to want to test it again. And this was your overhead resistance level. And below 3837, then we got a bit of a drop to 3803. Okay, so there isn't much below that either, so there could potentially a big drop here, and the dollar will definitely get a foot in if we do break this support, and the dollar will appreciate because it's a safe haven. So do remember the fundamental plays for the signals and trading generally. When you're trading currencies, you want to know if risk on or risk off. And if we break 3803, that's going to be quite it's going to be quite a move. And there's a long way till support, and the dollar can rally. And if you look at where the dollar is, the US dollar on the bubble chart, it's strong buy. So the retail guys are very short the dollar. AJ 83.10, 82.14. There's your monthly pivot. So we've got support from that. We're technically a buy. We're a buy here. The signal's saying to wait. AU. These stop loss clusters are big on both sides. If we had something like NFP this week, I'd probably imagine that these two are both going to get triggered, but I think the calendar's quite empty. We might be looking potentially for next week and might trigger. So we've got NFP, haven't we? So yeah, that's next week, I think. It's the 2nd on Friday. So yeah, NFP Friday. So I think we might be triggering both of these for NFP, but they might be safe. I mean, we're a sell here, so we can come down to take this one first, and then we can potentially bounce and get that one. Moving average trend is bearish in all time frames, and we are a sell. The signal center weight, that's like a overview of different factors. When it does signal buy or sell, that it takes into account everything. And the reason for it is that MACD is actually pointing up. We had a MACD bullish cross. So keep an eye on your levels, both large. So I think they're both going to get probed at some point. EA, this is good that it's fallen. It was been a bit slightly annoying, to be honest, but it's broken that line now. We are a sell, signal center weight, and it's 155 on the dot, and that's my exit. And one above is 156.09. But yeah, I will definitely get out of this. It's a bit of a pain, to be honest, if you're trading this one. You can see how we, lower highs. I'm a below monthly pivot too. EU, there's MS2 at 117.98, and one above is 118.49. One below 117.84. We're a sell, and signal center weight. The retail guys went very long, and they're now 56,000 lots long. So that's going to be pretty bearish scenario here, and we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it doesn't pull the pound USD down, because I got stopped out twice, so it only leaves me with one actually long position on the pound USD. So it hasn't been an amazing week for me, but it's okay. That's what stops are there for. It's to reduce risk. I actually got stopped out 75. Yes, that's very annoying here, which is quite irritating. But you know that's what stops are for, and that's how it goes. And if you want to survive long term, you do need to use your stop losses. And I still got a long position, so it's just a case of reducing risk when it goes against you. We took out the SSC above, as you can see. We had a wick above, and it was 13735 and 13663. We're a sell, and the signal saying to buy. So there's a mismatch there. I'd like this to continue up. If it continues higher, then I'll be break even, sort of flat for the week. But I took a little bit of a loss on my longs. I had two long positions and I got stopped out twice. So I've got one long now. So hopefully this continues. NU, they're both quite large, not as large as Aussie. On above, 0.7, 0.69, sell, wait. Euro yen, it's a strong line there, it's quite old. Got some old trend lines there, I'm going to delete those. SLC above, 128.94 and 128.25. Bearish on all time frames apart from the 1 hour. Wait, buy. Pound yen, this is what I was saying, this is what auto chartist detected. This is the auto trend line from FX SSI. It's a free indicator. It's very cool. And this is the support and resistance indicator from the same website. I do recommend visiting that website. It's really, really good. It's my favorite FX site. One above, like I said, if you remember at the beginning of the video, 150, and that coincides with that grey box. So a level of interest there for sure. One below is 148.39 dollar yen. So it's on a bit of a run there. One above 109.40. One below 108.29. Buy. So there's a match there. And remember to do your technicals as well. Dollar CAD, taking the SLC out. 126.10 and 125.39. Buy. And we're 50-50 pretty much. If that line comes down and they short it, then we'll come up. And like we were saying, and what's also another thing to think about is to get the SLC indicators. Oh, here we go, the new one. It loaded very quickly. If you get the FX SSI indicators and have it on the live account, the data does load very quickly. And I was using a demo account, and the SLCs would take forever to load. So the new one is 126.20. We're 5 pips away. And by having the indicator, you can actually watch the liquidity being taken, and you can see how the retail guys move their stops as well. You note that the size actually reduced, so they did get stopped out. Okay, so it could potentially we see a reversal because the size was smaller. If the size gets larger, then it will push price to punish them. So they did get stopped out. So that's of interest. Definitely have a look at the SSC indicators. They are amazing. Dollar Swiss. I think we might have just come close. 93.90. One below. 93.54. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that came very, very close. And yeah, we are in the cent. We're a buy here and we're a buy here. So there's a match of the two. And gold is being very choppy, like I just said at the beginning. And yeah, so I don't exactly know what to say about this one. I'm still bearish because of the sentiment. So, and as long as that's above 50%, it is a sentimental sell. Ideally, I'd like the moving average trend to all be bearish, and I'll be a little bit more confident. I'm not sure what to say about this candle. It's very strange. I wonder if yeah, it's just well, it's pretty sideways, as you can see, and the dynamics quite sideways. the sentiment is actually dynamically pointing down, so that would be bullish. But I think we'll just probably go sideways. I don't know if we've got any data tomorrow or anything like that. It could just be waiting for NFP, and then it'll be a shakeout time. And we're below monthly pivot, don't forget. I'm going to wrap up now, and thanks for your patience this week. I've been so busy, it's been ridiculous. And next week will be a little bit calmer, so the videos will be earlier on in the day. And just thanks for sticking by. And the signals were okay this week. We're going to have a little revision to the algorithm where we're going to have an 8% move requirement on the bubbles. So the bubbles will come a little bit earlier, and we might get a little bit more frequency in the bubbles. So that'll be of interest, and I will make that clear on the main chat what the new change. So we'll go from 10% for the bubble deviation to 8%, and hopefully we'll catch the signal a little bit earlier on, and we'll make some more pips, and that'd be great. So I'll wrap up now, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.